King, when 5 King is like their known Lucio player, right? Where if you wanted like a Lucio here on Ilios, potentially, you would want him to come in. Even in first, he hasn't been
kind of all Lucio players. I thought that Altering and 5 King were both main support players. Maintain's got to help me.
That explains a lot.
Who play a fair bit of Lucio. So, you know, maybe, again, this might be like his designation, because we haven't seen as much of Altering recently. Definitely been more 5 King sort of filling that role, but perhaps this is where he's been practicing again. Yeah. If you have that extra player, you can just get him to focus on that one map type and really nailing things down. So there's nothing wrong with that. We'll have to see if it works out, though.
It seems like the Shanghai Dragons have figured out their support rotation, right, of who's going to play on what maps. It seems like the off-tank position is the one they have moved around the most. In the last series we cast with them, MG played pretty much the entire time. And I thought they looked quite good with MG in the game. This time, though, you're going to have Shusha play against the London Spitfire. And, you know, right now, down 0-2, can you take a lot away from this performance? I don't think you can. It's just such a lopsided match in general, right?
How do you, like, it's difficult also to assess, the potency of a roster that gets changed up a lot. So, you know, the Spitfire is such an interesting team like that. Now they have all these different options. And you know what? They just sub people in because they can. They just can.
You see that London and Shanghai have utilized far and only 9% of their time played on Ilios. So it's also stage dependent, right? Because some of their games, you know, London most likely, 2-0ing teams, Shanghai getting 0-2'd, so maybe you don't exactly get the most favorable stage.
Well, you don't get 3 rounds.
Yeah, you don't get 3 rounds. So the beginning here, we'll see Hurag lands a shot into Roshan.
Mad respect here from Roshan. Not going to peek out anymore. And Hurag, again, is just punishing him now. Smallest part of his hitbox peeking out. But here's the real question. Undead versus Hurag. Interesting little matchup. They trade shots, but Hurag's got more important things to deal with here. More pressing matters. A fight happening quite close to him there. He has a good feel for where his opponent's standing. But Dia is pretty much cutting through the entirety of the Spitfire while he's too busy trying to find his 1v1. Good opening here for the Shanghai Dragons. Again, there's a fundamental brand of Overwatch. We're seeing him at all-out brawl, team fight coordination. Time after time after time. Ultimate economy is very important here.
The first shots by Hurag can force the Shanghai Dragons back, and then when he comes down from the high ground, Shanghai's, it gives him an option to work around by this health pack here on the right, and they just dive into the back as see Dia doing a nice job getting Prophet Weak, forcing him back a little bit. Now gonna go for the point, lands a nice pulse bomb.
Oh, Chester down, a lot of damage, even spread out. Fury's down to half HP. Roshan has fallen, but brought back up in the periphery by Hurag now, and Dia they're just gonna get to work on some of these squishier targets. Backed up very well by Roshan here. He's brought back to life, and he immediately sets about helping Dia pick people up. Fury kept around just a little bit longer. And this is a good start for the Dragons. The crowd's waking up as well, that's what I like to hear. 42% for the Dragons. A good start here on Ilios.
Good pulse bomb from Dia, followed it up with the Valkyrie from Altering. Undead will use his infrasight here, so Shanghai will know exactly where the London team's moving about as
there it is.
Undead will get the better of Hurag here, so Undead doing a nice job in this Widow v Widow battle.
Look at how far forward he's pressing as well, sticking on the low ground. Kind of hard to find where he's going to be at this stage. And peak his advantage here. Undead's already holding the line, and Dia's gotten in there and found Gesture. The Spitfire can't even access the point right now. It seems as if the Dragons are bringing a different brand of Overwatch than we've seen from them prior. With those who just get slapped up there by Undead.
And London uses their Valkyrie here, and they get little to no value out of it. That's going to allow Altering to build up towards his. You have Transcendence on both sides. Now it's Prophet's turn. Now we saw Dia make a big play with a Pulse Bomb. Can Prophet open things up with a big Pulse Bomb for London?
Dia now is hunting. Hurag just grapples out of the way. Dia can't access him right now. We can't get on the high ground. But he's found a potentially better target here. Mercy was the one he wanted. I don't know where that Pulse Bomb went. It didn't find its target though, that's for sure. Dia now taking 5. Gonna go get some HP, but Undead's been left upon by Gesture, and now it's the Spitfire to get aggressive into the back line of the Dragons. And Shusho's going to be surrounded for the most part. A self-destruct being used here. Interesting that he opts to go for that just to buy a little bit of extra time. But Matt, they're already at 99%. Stall is essentially unnecessary here. I want to reset, come back with 6, and take it for themselves.
There's no reason to just extend this fight even longer. Dia now gets onto the point here for Shanghai.
Why are we trying to 1v6 here?
Undead is playing close as well. He may fall as he lands a shot in the Prophet, so forces Prophet to back up. But yeah, there's no reason to just keep kind of pushing the point there for Shanghai. You got the 99%, just drop, reset, get everybody back up. Because now look, you have a great opportunity here for the Shanghai Dragons. You're going to have Undead with the info site. You're going to know exactly where London's going to set up, where everybody's going to be playing. Prophet not going to surprise you here playing in the corner. Altering will also have Valkyrie here for this fight.
Oh, that's a good start, though. Undead's found Hurek. It might have to be a resurrect, but that's might be busy with other things right now. Freak feels low. Prophet, though, getting backed up. You can see Gesture was right behind him there. Ready to follow him into the abyss. But now he's down. Freefield managed to find the Winston on his own, and Prophet now needs to make a big difference in this fight. He needs to make the play. Gesture's brought back. So is Freefield, though, and he's very low. The Denial's fallen now. The Spitfire would control the point, but Altering going for the double res. Freefield's back. Freefield's down again. He's here, and then he's gone the next moment. Now Prophet needs to make something happen with this pulse bomb, but Altering's cut down. It's an elongated fight, but it's the Spitfire that come out on top. The Dragons are committing a lot of ultimates here, and they're coming up with very, very little. Digging deep, fossicking for an opportunity or an advantage in this fight. It's finding pretty much nothing. Fury has a chance to resuit. Not ideal for the Dragons.
And Roshan comes back into the fight as he was primal raged all the way back in the London Spitfire spawn. Freefield using his Transcendence. It'll be Valkyrie up here for the London Spitfire. So you're going to be able to bring back some players into the action.
Fury is
get
back.
Right back in his mech. As the point flip. The point should go back to London here. They do have a large player advantage. Dia falls, Roshan falls, Freefield the only one up. So London will get control of the point here. Dia, it doesn't really matter. You just wanted to die anyway. It doesn't matter whether it's Fury or not. So he will eventually fall. We look at the ultimates now, as Shanghai invested a ton into that fight. Transcendence in Valkyrie. Bedosin getting closer towards his Transcendence. We'll see how fast he builds it up, but they have no answer for this Prophet Pulse Bomb, but it's a big one.
The only way you win this fight as the Dragons is you start off with a good pick, or again, make sure Prophet gets very little done here. Undead forced to retreat to the safety of his bubble, but it's not safe enough. Pulse Bomb dropped into the Korean future vacuum there, but Shusho's going to get desuited regardless. Now Prophet sees a mini diva. He'd love to chase that one down. The rest of the Dragons aren't putting themselves onto the point. They realize they're going to trickle in one by one, but where are they? Where are the Dragons? Couple players on the point. Ureg takes to the skies, knows that Undead is hiding, but Altering is so low right now, and he finishes the job. Spitfire now with the first round on the board after a very slow start.
It's a tough situation there for Shanghai. They get 99%. London comes all the way back. They'll take our first stage on Ilios, but it's difficult there towards the end to stay on that Widowmaker from Shanghai. It's hard because you have two options, right? You either switch off the Widowmaker, then you don't have any pressure on the Widowmaker of Hureg. But knowing you have to get to the point and stay on it, you can't really do that as well with the Widowmaker. So if Undead doesn't come up with picks at the beginning, they're in a lot of trouble.
Does Shanghai have a good Genji here?
I know, I was actually thinking about that. We haven't really seen them play a ton of Genji. I mean, Undead and Dia are both like hit scan players, so you see them play a lot of McCree, Tracer, 76. We haven't really seen like a standout Genji player come out from the Shanghai Dragons.
So for a team that doesn't play much Pharah on this particular map, the Spitfire now have Hureg on the bird. Going to be dealing with the Undead on McCree, and again, to pressure that McCree down with a Tracer Pharah tour de force will make life a little bit hard for Undead to survive. But Freefield's taking down Bedosin early on here. So while the Spitfire, with the speed boost of their Lucio, get to the point earlier on, they maybe lack the damage output, and Hureg, that's a windmill, mate.
And when you look for the side of London to see happen here is, Hureg put down a ton of damage with the Pharah, and then Prophet finish these kills off. So it's really not as much of Hureg just taking out these players one by one. It's really putting down enough damage to let his tanks and Prophet finish these kills off. Shanghai will take the point first here.
Sheer weight of man advantage, I feel. Freefield got a first peek on the Lucio and then a D-suit there. You see the Spitfire still going to go with the Lucio here, try and make something happen with it, but Altering, of course, has the Valkyrie in play. Prophet's being herded back in towards the side room now, needs to give a bit of ground. He knows he's being chased down by Dia.
Altering coming through the air on his own mercy. It takes out Nuss in Valkyrie, so you're starting to see this more and more from Mercy players. A little bit of the battle mercy as you're flying through the sky at a fast pace. And Undead has to be careful because he played this position the last time at the beginning of the choke, and Gesture and Prophet just jumped on him and insta-killed him. Has to be very careful. Looks like he's going to play farther back and go for the Deadeye when Hureg and Nuss come into the fight.
Waiting for eyes to be on other people and not him. Hureg, they're going to come in with the barrage. He's already found Altering. That's a good response. Nuss, both mercies are down. No resurrects in this fight. It's like a bit of a look to the new patch coming forward. But Undead isn't able to finish the target. His quarry was flashed, but managed to get out of jail free. And Freefield, speaking of which, is down. Undead was just sort of buffeted around the room until he finally had to collapse. 60% now. Pulse bomb dropped in. That's not a bad one. Dia recalls through it here, but there's a promo A to Winston for Roshan. And in play, there's a little bit of a lack of numbers here for the Shanghai Dragons. Dia, hard to tell who he's looking for. The Prophet's very low. He's trying to break through. The defense matrix, just one shot was enough to get him. Now forced to recall out. Back to full health. The Prophet's leaping upon him, and there's not much he can do about that.
It'll get Rez back up though as Nuss is in. Valkyrie, Gesture just searching for Altering. Altering barely staying alive. He eventually will fall as he goes right into Prophet as Undead. Yep, can't do anything there. It's McCree. It's the downside about playing McCree, right? There's no escapability as soon as Gesture jumps right on top of him in that choke. Nowhere he can go. Shanghai did a great job though, Mitch. Built up 89% on the point. Undead will go Widowmaker here, so maybe just trying to get a pick all the way back in his spawn. Yep, switches right back. So you're going for that pick maybe from spawn to take out the Pharah from the sky, and then switch back to McCree.
He must have been happy enough giving up what ultimate percentage he actually had there, because obviously you don't get it back if you switch. The Deadeye actually managed to claim a Mercy in a prior fight. Prophet waiting for Dia there as well, hoping to use his support as a bait here. He knows that Spidosin's going to get a heck of a lot of attention, and that Prophet might be looking for his opportunity to spring forth in his own kind of way. Oh, what is that? Pulse from out towards the left. It doesn't find its target, though. Looking stylish, nonetheless.
It's a very difficult point to flip back, though. You can stall this out for such a long time as Spidosin, who takes out Dia, they jump right onto the back line. They take out Free Feel. Altering, he uses Valkyrie. He's on the other side of the map, though. Needs to get back. He'll bring Dia into the fight. Hurek, he'll use his Rocket Barrage. He takes himself out of the equation.
This could potentially turn. Altering gets double res, and Nuss is down right now. So the Dragons need to press their advantage as much as they can. Find Prophet, for example, who's just sitting behind the shields, getting free damage into tanks. He knows he wants a Pulse Bomb coming up into the next fight. Fury getting desuited, that means that defensive web is going to be limited somewhat for Prophet. There's less to hide behind, but now it might be time for him to come forward and face the music anyway. Drops the bomb, Roshan cops it, but he jumps out immediately. The dome protected him from the follow-up damage. And that Prophet's still at large.
And you don't even need it here, but London would have been able to extend this fight anyway. You do have Nuss with Valkyrie, and Spidosin is going to have Sound Barrier, so you would have those support ults if you needed it. Nuss comes off of respawn. Fury actually gets D-Max going all the way back. And to kind of caddy him back towards that point. The aggression paying off here for London. Shanghai Undead will go over to Widowmaker yet again, try and go for a pick. Doesn't see anything. He's got to go. I mean, he's going to play Widowmaker here.
See, Hurek's just sitting on the ground. He knows they're going to try and pick him up. He's just a little bit too smart. You've got to get up early in the morning if you want to deal with him. Dia takes a lot of damage. Gesture just lands on two somehow. Finds Dia after just splattering, Altering. Fantastic engagement. You really can't ask for too much more than that. There's no resurrectability. Shanghai are going to get completely decimated in this fight. It was over pretty much as soon as it had begun for them, unfortunately. For their fans, and the self-destruct does very little. That's going to be in another map. Another 10 minutes, and here we are. Looking down the barrel, 3-0 in favor of the Spitfire.
And it's so hard on Well to play Widowmaker, especially there at the end for Undead, right? I mean, pretty much have one shot at it. Switch to Widow and then look for the pick and don't get the pick, and then not switch to, you know, maybe like a 76, get to the point faster, right? To stay on Widowmaker, you can't really help your team take some of these